there's a market out there that you've probably never considered for starting a Shopify business in. But there is a Shopify store in this market that's doing $5.3 million per month that we're going to dive into. And first and foremost, I want to show you what market I'm talking about. The market is the crochet kit market. As you see, this is a consistently booming market. And I don't think you've thought about this market as a booming market before, unless you're either an old lady or a younger person that is looking for more hobbies, more manual hobbies. So yeah, it's a really interesting hobby that has been actually gaining a ton of popularity, which is interesting, right? Especially in the age of AI and the age of technology, people are sort of going back into more traditional hobbies, and they're exploding still, which is really surprising to me. And it's why I wanted to make this video. So first and foremost, the store that I want to dissect here in this market is called Woobles, the Woobles to be exact. So the Woobles.com. I'm on their website right now. I did get a new setup, a new screen, so it may be a little bit bigger than usual. But as you see, this is their store, and they are driving a significant amount of traffic. I mean, look at this. Their monthly visitors in November reached 3.9 million, and that's a pretty significant amount of visitors. We see an estimate of $5.3 million a month. I think that's pretty accurate based on some of my Shopify stores and the data that I see. Usually we do about $3 per visitor. So that's pretty insane. If they're getting 3.9 million monthly visitors, it's likely that they're doing $5 to potentially even $10 million a month. Now, as you see, this niche tends to boom around the holiday season. It's, pretty seasonal thing, very cyclical. As you see, every single year this has happened. So I expect next year for this to be another big year for the crochet kits around this time, the holiday season. So that's really good to know, right? For next holiday season, if you have a store in this category or if you want to get into this category, it's good to plan maybe through Q3 how to capitalize on the massive growing demand through Q4. Now, so one thing I do want to do is I want to share a few of the marketing tactics that they're using that I think will be pretty instructive, and I think it will show you how you could grow your business. Now, first though, I want to look at this bundle that they're selling, because I think it's so brilliant when brands sell bundles, especially especially since this is capitalizing on a massive trend of Squid Games, so it's like a trend within a trend. But also the high average order value from these kinds of bundles really allow for more marketing spend and overall just more profitability. So if we do best selling here, let's look at their best selling bundle. Their best selling bundle is this $100 bundle. It's the easy peasy beginner bundle. So if I was to start a Shopify store in the crochet niche or acquire a Shopify store in this niche, I would definitely look to have some sort of bundle just like this one, where you can charge more but also give more value to people through that. So why that's a great idea is because then you can spend money on ads, which is something that they're doing. Instead of having to sell a product that's like $30 and you basically, in order to acquire a customer profitably with meta ads, which is, by the way, what we do at akimlab.com, we run a lot of meta ads for brands. So if you need meta ads, make sure you hit us up. We scale pretty fast for a lot of brands. But instead of, let's say your product is $30, right? In order to be profitable, you would need, let's say, a $15 to $20 cost per purchase on Meta. That's pretty unachievable these days, especially with the rising cost of Meta ads and overall the competition. I mean, it's not impossible by any means, but it's just going to be extremely hard. Whereas, let's say your product is $100 and now you can spend $70 to acquire a customer and it's still profitable. That's way more doable, way more reasonable, and it's going to allow you to beat the competition and spend more on advertising potentially if that's how you want to grow your business, which I think is a good idea. Meta is so powerful. So let's learn here what kind of ads they're running. So they're running a lot of these educational ads. I don't know if you can see this small font, but it says, "Can I learn to crochet in 2025? I'm going to start slow with this sloth crochet kit from Woobles." So let's take a look here.
your time with things, then say hello to Sam. I was so excited when I saw the Woobles just launched Sam the Sloth. I had to order them right away. It's like they made this kit just for people like me who love to take their time when learning new things. With step by
Let's take a look at that hook again.
you love taking your time with things, then say hello to Sam. I was so excited.
If you love taking your time with things, that's interesting. So it's calling out people who love taking their time with things, which is probably the exact type of person that would buy this product. So that's quite interesting. Now, start the new year slow. So this is very interesting. They're actually really capitalizing on this slow living trend as well. These guys are geniuses at capitalizing on trends within this trend. The slow living trend is actually massive. I've talked about it before on X, and I believe I made videos about it, maybe not. But ultimately, people are opting in for a slower pace of life, which is actually interesting to see. Again, I think it's yin and yang. As things happen faster, technology advances faster, more and more people want a slower pace of life. And that's also part of the reason why this trend is so powerful, right? So they're doing a lot of new product releases. So they're going heavily into this sloth one, new Wooble. So every time they have limited drops, they're launching ads for it. That makes a lot of sense. Peanut fans. So, okay, that they're doing a lot of collaborations with licensed IPs like Charlie Brown, as you saw, Harry Potter. So this is definitely the next step to get to like 9 figures, it seems, is to start licensing out or getting license deals with some of these huge IPs like Harry Potter, Squid Games, etc. So right here, this is more of like a cold ad, right? So need a fun, relaxing, and healthy hobby? Try learning to crochet with the Woobles. Over 500,000 already have. Huge social proof, huge authority right there. Even if you're a beginner with clumsy fingers, the Woobles will guide you step by step. Easy peasy yarn made for beginners, easy to follow video tutorials, pre-started material will jump you right to the basics, made for both righties and lefties. Interesting. So these are kind of some pain points that people may have, some objections that they may have. And then let's see. Oh, one more thing. A gateway drug to crocheting. That's kind of a edgy headline right there. I love it. I think it's so clever. So hooked on happiness, a promise of relaxation, creativity, and joy. So they're using a pre-lander here, basically just explaining a lot of why people love this, and then shop your kit. So you can create your own beginner kit, or you can shop all beginner kits. So let's do shop all beginner kits. And yeah, so the best selling or the featured is that $100 kit that I mentioned, which again, it makes a lot of sense when you think about the rising cost of meta ads, and just having a higher average order value is an easier way to make more money. It sounds so simple that it's hard to believe that it's true for some people. But yeah, the more people spend on your store, like the higher your average order value is, the more money you will make. So one other thing that I think is worth mentioning with these guys that I'm definitely noting down in my head is that they're testing a lot of YouTube ads. I mean, some of them have 14 million views. This is clearly a YouTube ad. They've recently, for the holiday season, launched some, highly produced 1 minute long videos. These are definitely the kinds of productions that you can expect do well on YouTube. However, I will say I've been seeing people running YouTube ads that are basically like, let's say like a TikTok kind of ad, a UGC kind of ad, but then it's like split up into 2 sections, or maybe on one section there's like a QR code that people can just tap into. And that's been a pretty clever way to repurpose content into YouTube ads without having to spend like $100,000 on some sort of production. Instead, you can spend like, $100, $200, and then spend $100,000 on the actual ad spend, which is not a bad idea. And then of course, yeah, they have all these tutorials. If I were them, I mean, obviously this isn't a huge priority, but yeah, they should probably hire some sort of creator to like always be dropping new tutorials, because these are kind of old, and it does sound, based on some of the reviews, that people want more tutorials, despite how easy they make it seem. I did look at their Trustpilot reviews, and I didn't want to, flame them, but I did see a lot of people that were unsatisfied with that. So that's one thing that I think they could improve. But ultimately they are totally crushing it. Low Tech Toy Club is the name of their LLC. They have people in the Philippines and Australia managing the page, so they got VAs in the Philippines. Makes a lot of sense. There's great Philippines VAs that you can hire, especially in e-commerce. So yeah, I mean, I just yapped a lot here. There was a lot to talk about. Where we found this is actually in the Chemilab Accelerator. So one of the members posted this. We're constantly dropping research in here, guys. So I really want to get more people to join. My goal really is to grow this community significantly this year and try to get as many people to build $1 million a year Shopify store. And potentially network with you guys and, maybe even partner up, acquire some of these stores that people are building. That would definitely be an awesome goal. But for now, it's really all about helping the community. That's really what it's centered around. So make sure you join if you are an e-commerce entrepreneur, whether you're just a beginner, whether you're killing it. There's multiple 8-figure brand owners here, even some 9-figure. There's a couple people, Davey Fugardi, for example, did an interview here. This was a long time ago, but my point is, I'm really taking this community very seriously, and I want to just provide as much value as possible to the people that join. And it's just so fun, honestly. I love interacting with this community. Every single day I'm in here talking to people, and we're all interacting, and there's people crushing it, people that are just starting. So there's a wide variety of people there, and it's all centered around e-commerce. So very fun place to be if you're an e-commerce store owner. And that's pretty much it for this video. Peace.